Hi, this is Helena Hart, and I'm talking with my good friend and fellow coach, Leigha Lake, today. Welcome, Leigha.
Thanks for having me, Helena.
I am so excited for this topic. For those of you who aren't familiar with Leigha, she is a feminine energy mentor, teacher, and guide who helps women shift their relationship with both men and money so they can attract the love and abundance they truly desire and really have their highest level relationship with both of those things, or really anything that you're hoping to attract or create in your life. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be sharing the feminine energy frequency that will get you to this place where you can attract the love and money or abundance that you want. So Leigha, I'm so excited. Let's just jump right in. I wanted to start by asking you, what are some of the biggest struggles or challenges you see women facing? You know, I hear from a lot of women who've been doing this work for a long time. They're familiar with the feminine energy principles that I talk so much about, and they're getting a lot of what they want in maybe their love life or in their career, but they're not fully getting everything. And I know how frustrating it can be to be showing up and watching these videos and doing the work on yourself, but you're still not attracting your highest level relationship, either with men or with money. So anything you have to say on that, I would love to hear it.
Okay, yes, I'm so excited to talk about this because I feel like it's such a good foundation for really propelling you into the relationship you want, or having the money that you want. And okay, so first off, like men, money, clients, business, anything, the universe, anything we desire is anything we feel like we have to go out and get, we can put into a masculine energy role. Okay, so it's like, okay, so that's what we're over here, and then we have all of our desires and what we want out here. So it's separate from us. And what we want to do is bring it closer, but most women feel like they have to go out and get it, and they don't harness their feminine energy frequency to bring it to them. So I just wanted to start off with that part.
I love that you jumped right into that issue. I see that all the time. And of course, I can experience this myself. You know, if I did this perfectly all the time, I probably wouldn't feel so compelled to teach it and talk about it, because I know how difficult it can be sometimes. I know for me personally, and I see this a lot in some of the women I've worked with, is something doesn't feel right. We want something that we don't feel like we have. It feels like over there or outside of ourselves. So we feel like we want to make up the difference with action. Like we're feeling misaligned, or we're just feeling like we want more, either more love or more money. And so we have this tendency to want to jump into action and go out and get it, just like you said. And that can lead to a lot of burnout and frustration if you've been working really hard in either one of those areas and you're still not attracting the results that you want. So how do you shift this? How do you get into that feminine energy frequency to where you're like a magnet for those things, rather than this like acquisition, I'm going to go out and work hard and struggle and try and get it?
Okay, yes. So it's so simple. So I always like to paint a picture. So if a woman's over here and okay, so the number one thing keeping what she wants at arm's length, when we'll always keep it at arm's length, or we'll draw in the wounded energies, is feeling like, when is it going to show up? I'm behind. I got to hurry. I got to make a plan. Things aren't moving quick enough. And those feelings, you know, she's disconnected from it. So she feels that she has to, like, for the most part, it's with driven women who are used to having a plan, taking action, getting things done. And when it's like, no, don't do any of that, then they feel helpless, or like they're not being proactive. And the feminine energy frequency that draws it in is, I have more than enough time. Everything's working out perfectly. I'm right where I need to be. I don't need to worry about this.
I love that. That reminds me of our peace of mind mantras from the program we did years back, the feminine art of attraction, right? Tapping into your feminine energy to attract what you want instead of struggling and pushing and shoving and going out there and trying to get it. I love what you said. I've really found that taking score of where you are right now, if where you are is not exactly where you want to be, really slows down this attraction process. I've certainly been there myself. I catch myself doing that all the time because you're just kind of creating more and more of the same. I think that things are constantly changing and evolving, but often for so many of us, they're just changing into more of the same, because what's already been created or manifested so has our attention, right? Because it's just right there in front of us that we talk about things as they are, or we talk about things in terms of not having everything we want, and then we're just recreating more and more of that. And of course, working hard, trying to go out and get it leads to so much just, oh gosh, so just the discouragement and burnout and frustration. We've all been there, right? So how exactly, I'd love to hear, I know you have so many tools on this. Do you have a specific tool or exercise to help women get into this feminine energy frequency so they can start attracting what you want? I love those statements that you just shared. It can be hard to truly believe those things, right? If you've been working hard for a long time and you're still not getting everything you want. So do you have like a specific tool or visualization? I always love when you share something like that.
Okay, well, so first of all, a woman has to recognize that that's her pattern, that she goes into that. It kind of starts a downward spiral of hopelessness or frustration or irritation. And so there's that. She has to know it's a pattern. But what I want to, and before I share a tool, something else that I feel is really important is to recognize that when a woman is coming from that place of wanting things to move along quickly, it's the same as if she's dating a man and she wants to have the relationship talk. Right?
It's that same energy, that same frequency. I know I've heard you say before in other videos that when you're in lack in one area, like if you're feeling lack or anxiety or urgency in your love life, it's a similar frequency to if you're in lack in for financial reasons, right? You're feeling lack in your bank account or in your career, or you're not attracting the kind of clients you want. It's the same energy or frequency in both of those areas, which I thought was really interesting. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that before jumping into the exercise?
Yeah, yes, because it's so, once a woman really experiences, so leads into this, because when a woman experiences herself leaning back and not working hard to attract a man or have a man ask her out or have a man do something for her, she just leans back and inspires his masculine energy, and she's like, oh, I didn't even do anything. Then that can build the trust within herself that she actually really doesn't have to work hard. So that was the turning point for me when I really got it and deep in my body of like, oh, what's been happening with men and how I attracted my husband is the same feminine frequency as attracting anything.
It's so true. I mean, something I always say is men fall in love with you for who you are, not what you do and give to them and, right, accomplish and those kinds of things. We can tend to have it backwards because so many of us were kind of brought up placing our value and our worth on what we do out there in the world and accomplish. So the idea of someone just like falling in love and coming towards us because of who we are is like a whole new concept to so many women. I know it definitely was for me. And it's so funny because when it comes to money, it feels like, well, you're just not supposed to do anything. But I know it's not about just laying around and doing nothing. It's about taking inspired action, listening to your intuition, from my understanding, right? Do I have that right? Or I'd love to hear your take on that.
Yeah, yes. So I call it inspired responding because just to help a woman feel the essence of it really, like, it's coming to her. The ideas, the messages, the guidance from the universe, it's all in front of us. And when we're at an elevated frequency, we can recognize it, we can see it, we can hear it. So the other thing that I wanted to share was so when a woman, I know you talk about this, Helena, a lot, is when a woman gets into the present moment and she's just in the moment, that draws in the masculine energy, because men are always afraid that we're trying to get them somewhere. We're trying to manage things and do things and create a result with them. And so when we stop that, which is that feminine frequency of I'm exactly where I need to be, there's nowhere for me to go, that masculine energy comes right in, whether it's men, money, clients.
So true. I love that. And I know you mentioned the wounded energies in the past, or a little earlier in this video. So I know something else you said is that an empowered masculine energy is not going to sacrifice itself and come and try and rescue or save someone who's in her wounded energy. So it's not about being this damsel in distress who can't take care of herself, who's just looking for a man to come and basically like rescue her from her own life. It's totally the opposite. So I think it's important to mention the distinction there. Can you talk a little bit about the empowered feminine energy and the empowered masculine?
Okay, so I love this. And I'm just going to use an example of something a client shared with me this week where she was in a situation that she was really triggered, like not super triggered, but she was just watching this other woman get all this attention, and she was just focused on herself. And she just was going through her mind of like, okay, I've done it all. I've done the leaning back. I've been giving him space. I've been doing the scripting. I've been practicing all the tools and getting my energy high. And she's like, I just decided enough was enough. And she's like, I could feel myself take my power back, and I was just going to be me, and I wasn't going to care about the outcome. I felt finally I had my own back. I wasn't worried about if I do this, will he do that, or will they do this, or what anyone else is going to think. And it's that essence, that feminine frequency of I'm going to be okay no matter what. I trust myself. I know that I can take care of myself and respond to my intuition, that like I've got this, which is your own masculine energy activated. Like we've got this, not relying on anybody else. That is your most empowered feminine frequency, rather than, okay, if I do this, what's going to happen? Who's going to like watching and waiting and feeling like it's like giving your power away.
I love that you shared that. Yeah, we can all relate to that, right? And it just feels so small. I hear from so many women who are like, okay, I haven't heard from him in 2 days, so what do I do? Do I just ignore him? And then, do I send him it's like so calculated, and so it's almost like the woman's vibration or energy or the way she feels about herself and about the world is so dependent on what a man is doing or not doing. And it just feels so small. So I love what you shared. Your client zoomed out and basically gave it all up. It sounds like surrender to me. I'm just going to, like you said, take inspired action or inspired responding to my own intuition. And I love what you said. It's her own masculine energy was activated. And something I always say is you attract a mirror image of your own masculine energy. So if you're, for everyone watching, if your masculine energy is in gear for yourself and setting up your life in a way to where you feel like you have your own back, that's when you attract a man who wants to do that for you in your life as well, right?
Yes. So I have goosebumps right now because I hope everyone can hear the resonance of that. It's like when we're not needing anything, when we fully have that trust of everything is working out, I'm exactly where I need to be. I don't have to go out and make things happen, and I can respond to my intuition. Then both of your masculine and feminine are activated, and it draws in empowered, masculine and feminine energy. But since we're talking about attracting, I say masculine energy.
Yes, I love that. I love talking about masculine energy too, because it's not about just squashing that part of yourself down, right? It's about ramping up both sides of yourself, right? And using it, employing it in a way that's really going to work for you and attract everything you want. I think in a newsletter I read of yours recently, by the way, Leigha has the most amazing newsletter, so everyone go sign up. I'm going to include a link to your website to get your free gift in the description right below this video. Every time you send out an email, I stop what I'm doing and I read it because they're very helpful for me personally. You said something like, in order for a woman to attract her highest level relationship with the man in her life or men and money, she needs two things: She needs her own masculine energy activated, and she needs this empowered feminine frequency, or the feminine energy frequency we're talking about in this video. Do I have that right?
Yes. Yep. You're so sweet. Thank you, Helena.
Okay, yeah, so I love that we're bringing in both sides of it, because again, it's not about just sitting around and doing nothing. It's about taking inspired steps. We talk about that in the Feminine Art of Attraction too. Module 6 is responding, which is a very feminine energy quality, and it's different because you're connected to yourself and your own intuition, and the path is unfolding beneath your feet. In other words, you don't have to go out searching for this, right? It's going to come find you, and you're going to attract the next logical step and the next logical step. I'd love to do some more videos about this. I know we're kind of running out of time here. Did you want to give everyone a brief little tool or visualization or something just before we close out?
Yes, I know. This is so fun to talk about. Okay, so real quick, when my client really felt into her own power, her man responded right away. He was like coming towards her and wanting to touch her and kiss her, and it was like an immediate response, and that's what happened. So that was the outcome of that. And then also, okay, so when we feel like we need to make a plan and we need to, it's like, okay, we have this desire, this goal, and we want to move forward. Instead of doing that, be in the moment. And if you can ask yourself, okay, if you can feel into your body and really believe that you're right where you need to be, everything's unfolding perfectly, and you're going to go about your day in this calm, as if you have what you want, but you don't even have to go that far, but just this, like, I'm going to enjoy every moment, then you'll start to see synchronicities. You'll be in your highest feminine frequency the rest of your day. And that's when it's like things just start unfolding. It's like, oh, this happened, and then this happened. And the more you can lean into that and trust that, then that's how you get what you want.
I love it. It sounds so simple, but I think that's the brilliance of it, that simplicity of it. It was just simply feeling good and trusting yourself and trusting that the universe has your back, or you have your own back. And I have so many examples of this. I would love to do some more videos on this. For everyone watching, if you like these concepts and tools, Leigha and I have been thinking about creating a whole course for you guys around feminine energy secrets for wealth mastery and attracting money and success in your career. I just kind of want to, I don't know, I feel inspired to throw this in there. You're never going to be done with this, right? You're never going to be at a place where you're like, I'm done, I have everything I want. Because when you get what you want, you're looking at things from a new perspective. And now there's going to be another thing that you want, another thing that you want. And that's a great thing. That's like what calls this life force through you, right? And draws things to you. I hope I'm saying that correctly. That's the kind of how I feel. Have you experienced that as well, Leigha?
Yes, which is why it's like, okay, I never would imagine that where probably both of our lives are right now, like, oh, like, this is what I always wanted. It's like, okay, well, what's next? And
yeah, totally. I'm cracking up over here because we were right before we started recording. I was telling Leigha that a couple months ago, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm done. I don't want to work anymore. I think I'm just done, right? So I knew that there was, I just kind of followed my action. I followed, and then all of a sudden I accomplished that. I'm just done. I want to travel. I don't want to work anymore. I did all of that. After about a month of that, which was last month, I was so bored. I was like, and I just didn't feel fully alive. I'm like, I'm just like, wow, you get what you say you want, and now you want something else. And so I was telling her that I'm like, well, I just want a great opportunity or a new project just to kind of come to me and fall in my lap, and I want to feel really excited about it, right? And so next day, I was laying out at my pool, and the phone rings. It's one of my best friends, and he's like, I have an idea. Let's do this. I want you on board, and we're ready to go. And so now I'm like, have something that I'm excited about, that I don't need it, but it was exactly what I wanted. And after that happens, there's going to always be something else. So all of that is to say, you might as well start liking where you are, right? Because beating up on yourself is not the path of least resistance to attracting what you want. It's the opposite. It's making peace with where you are, loving where you are, finding the best aspects of where you are, and using those things to train yourself into this feminine energy frequency to where what you want literally just comes right to you. You're just like a magnet drawing it in. That was my most recent experience with this because it was just a few days ago. But yeah, I just wanted to say how much this works, how much everything Leigha has to say is just so powerful. And I see it happening every day in my own life and in the lives of women I work with too.
I love that. I love that. Yes. So let us know if Feminine Energy Secrets for Wealth Mastery is something you guys would be interested in. Helena and I feel really excited about talking about it.
Yeah, we would love, it's obviously my favorite thing in the world to talk about. And Leigha's a total genius, brings so much fresh perspective to the table when it comes to this topic, as you guys can tell from this video and some of the other ones we've done together. And I know we're running out of time. So Leigha, I know everyone's going to want to know how to get a hold of you. What are you doing private coaching anymore? I don't even know if you are, or what courses are you offering? I'm going to include links to everything in the description right below this video too.
Okay, awesome. So I'm not doing private coaching, but I do have, so I do have a monthly membership that is very beneficial. But what I want to offer everybody on this video, you're not going to hear this anywhere else, but I do want to offer my Feminine Art of Dating program that is not like any typical dating program. I go deep into the masculine and feminine, empowered and wounded energies. And so you can go there, Helena's going to post a link, and you can type in a discount code LOVE, just LOVE, and it'll be $97, normally $497. And that's specifically for any of you watching this video. That's where you won't hear that code anywhere else.
Wow, I love offering my amazing community things that they can only get here. So thank you for that. So that's for your Feminine Art of Dating program. Sounds like that's 80% off. Using the code LOVE, LOVE. Do I have that right?
Yep. And I've received just such quick feedback of like, I'm only halfway through class number 1. I'm already seeing miracles. I keep getting emails about it. I think everyone, if you resonate with what we're talking about, you're going to absolutely love it. So.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I was also telling Leigha right before we start recording, I have friends that are the biggest Leigha Lake fans ever. They quote her all the time. And I'm like, so lucky that we're friends. And I just get to talk with you about this stuff like every week. But they say that Leigha's courses are like the most valuable thing they've ever joined in terms of these concepts: manifestation, attraction, feminine energy. So Leigha just delivers tremendous value. So yeah, absolutely. I don't know if there's like a time frame on that, but it sounds like if you enter the code LOVE, LOVE, you can get that Feminine Art of Dating program at over 80% off. That's incredible, Leigha. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. Thank you for everything you just said.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys would like some more videos around these topics, or if you'd be interested in a feminine energy course for wealth mastery, please let us know down below in the comments what would be helpful, because we're just starting out with this new idea. We're just kind of like tossing some concepts and ideas around. So we really would love to hear from you. What would be most helpful? Is that something you guys would be interested in? We love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. And Leigha, this was so much fun. Let's definitely do this again soon.
Yes, I love this so much. Thanks, Helena. Bye, you guys.